I mean, even looking at it, when I try to describe it, it's almost like an exploration for me, because there's a lot. It was a lot of process in that piece. I would say my art practice falls under like an umbrella of like a process-oriented art that comes from my background as an art therapist, meaning that I'm more interested in the process of making art than the actual product, and I guess curious about where the process will take me. The piece that I chose, I completed in April of 2022. It was at the end, I did the Rugosa residency, and basically I just took a week to really focus on my art making and put aside my job as a therapist and really focused on my art making process. It's a piece that's like deconstructed and reconstructed. I did some sewing, stitching. It has a lot of material. I had COVID in the middle of creating this. So I started it, and then I got COVID. I might have been working on it when I had COVID. So the piece is called, I had a dream that I went to the Bahamas, and I actually had a dream in the midst of making this. And for some reason, like, it came together on this other level of like this unconscious piece. This unconscious component of the piece. And I feel like the COVID piece was interesting because the COVID was like such this building of energy in the air for years. And then I was like, I finally got it. And it was kind of this relief. And this piece was being made just during that. And I was kind of in and out of these fever states. That was really interesting to me that was happening. Sometimes when I create, then these words come to me. It's like very stream of consciousness. So I created this, and then I just wrote a reflection. So it's deconstruction, reconstruction, removing form, and then lovingly bringing it back. Fever dreams, palm trees, beautiful women, painting from pain. Watermelon flavored everything. My needle and thread are the link in my stream of consciousness. There's this like deconstruction, this trust that like in deconstructing or like going through something deeply painful and emotional, that you can always reconstruct or bring form to it. So I guess it was like there's also this piece of empowerment that you can bring form, or you can, it can be expressed, it can be put into form. So it's not this like mushy, shapeless thing. My mom gave me a vintage christening gown from our family. And so there's like a lot in just that. There's a lot of metaphor and stuff just in that. So that's in there, and I printed on it. And then at some point I kind of tore it apart. I did a linoleum print, a lino cut on it. And then there's some canvas stitched in there. Oh, there's more of the christening gown up top. So it's all these pieces kind of stitched together. There's the wool that's stitched in, and then basically I just started to paint, I acrylic painted over top of it with not really any certainty as to where it was gonna go. And it became layered. But again, really like, and I think I put some like kind of spray adhesive in there to get some of the form. In the christening gown, there's parts where it pops out. There's definitely like, I love this. It's like, it's all kind of raised and in here, like the wool and all the stitching. And I also love that the back, you can see, I think there's something really kind of beautiful about like the back being kind of rough and pieces hanging down. And what's cool is this canvas was just like a cheapy canvas that like my mom's friend gave me. Just, people like to give me, like donate materials to me. There's also pencil in here, right? So I wrote on there. It feels like whatever I'm creating is like a conversation with myself, and all different parts of self kind of coming to surface. So I actually have been thinking about that too, about how my art, I feel like it changes. Like the energy of it changes kind of quickly, and I think that speaks to that there's this constant like coming to surface of these different parts, and that the different periods I'm going through is kind of connecting with various parts. What I tell people, like when I mentor or even clients who are artists, I feel like it's, if you know yourself and if you keep like digging deeper and are true to yourself, then there's like no way that your art's not going to resonate that.